Good afternoon. First of all, let me take this time, don't want to forget to thank the media. Thank you so much. And I'll tell you why in just a little bit. Um, Not just for standing out in this hot sun the last 2 days, but there's another reason why I say thank you so much. I want to take this time also to thank Dr. Warmack and his team from Claflin University for um, not only accepting the prayers that we were praying for them, but they were praying for us just as much. I've been in constant contact with Dr. Warmack throughout this incident every day, and I knew before, but I do know now he is concerned about um, his students at Claflin University. Again, I want to ask everybody to continue to pray for the family of Mr. O'Brien. I know you see, I told you yesterday that the next time that you would see me, that this guy wouldn't be able to see me because he'll be behind me, and he is. I want to say on the offset that he has no relation to the victim. I want to try to give you a timeline on Saturday, brief timeline on Saturday leading up to this incident. We know through our investigation that on Saturday that contact was made about 8:47 between the two by phone. We know that at 9:32 that they met at a location here in Orangeburg. We know that at 10:03 that the victim was at this location where his body was found at 10:03. At about 12 minutes after 10, that's when the alert came in. We were dispatched to the scene as law enforcement at 10:30. At 10:27, we arrived at 10:40. That's when the victim, Mr. O'Brien, was found, identified, and also pronounced deceased at the scene. Our investigation at that time started. Through early investigations, through electronics, and other investigation from my investigation team, I don't want to call him Mr. Nathaniel was identified as a person of interest, somebody that we wanted to talk to from the outset. And he knew that we wanted to talk to him, to question him about the incident, so he continued to hide out. And again, here's where you came in. And I told you on yesterday that when they are uncomfortable, what I didn't tell you is that when they're uncomfortable, they get real stupid and they make a lot of mistakes. And I believe and knew that this press conference on yesterday would make him or whoever make some mistakes, and they did. And when they made those mistakes on last night, we were there to comfort him. He was arrested, charged with murder, grand larceny, possession of a weapon during a violent crime. And I also would mention that it was a stolen weapon out of somewhere in Colombia, the weapon that was used. So this weapon that was used in this incident, we have possession of the weapon. We have Mr. Grant's vehicle back, which Nathaniel thought it was a smart idea to change the tags and keep the vehicle. Now, this is a prime example of one of the catch and release. He's not new to the jail. He's has a criminal history, some of which played out in this particular case. History of using tags off of another vehicle, the vehicle that he's currently driving, possession of a stolen vehicle, pointing and presenting a firearm, a history of domestic violence, and a history of failing to stop for blue lights and sirens. Again, I want to say that this was no doubt a senseless act. The thing that we are trying to put together at this point is the motive. Other than being a coward, we don't have a clear motive on why this incident occurred. I believe that there's some comfort to the family to know that this individual is off the streets and in jail. Hopefully he'll stay there where he deserves to be, and hopefully it's some comfort to the citizens of Orangeburg County and everybody that's been involved in this case. Again, I want to say to my investigators, thank you so much for the hard work, dedication that you put into this case around the clock. And again, the media for keeping this story out there in the media. I'll take any questions that you may have.
What was he doing that led investigators? What mistake did he make, so to speak?
Well, first of all, he got uncomfortable. I guess he was watching us yesterday, like I told you he would, and he was uncomfortable, and he started moving around a little bit, and you put the car up, and I think he was trying to not only hide the car, he was trying to hide the car and be in a distance from the car, and at the same time trying to avoid us. And you know, when you've committed a crime such as this, and all these things are running through your head, and you're just trying to get away, and you're not thinking the way we're thinking, and he messed up.
And where was he arrested?
He was arrested here in Orangeburg, in Orangeburg, Orangeburg County. I want to tell you there's still some things that we're checking out at the address. There could possibly be some other arrest pending in this case.
A couple questions come to mind, Sheriff.
Yeah.
I just want to do this for clarity. Start with the timeline. Are these AM times or these
AM,
times?
AM, the morning of the incident,
Okay.
Saturday morning.
One of the questions that I also wanted to ask you, as it pertains to the car, where was the car when you guys found it?
We found the car last night hidden behind an abandoned house here in this county with a different tag.
How did you guys connect him
To the vehicle.
to the vehicle? Was he there at the place where?
He was in close vicinity of the vehicle, right? And then we have after doing the investigation, we have witnesses can put him in the vehicle.
Now,
And he in fact, I wish I had the. I didn't think about that, but he had a what he called was an invoice. I mean, a bill of sale for the vehicle that he made out on the day of the incident, but it wasn't a bill of sale. It was an invoice, which the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
was he trying to make that as a cover-up? Or was he
Right.
actually
So he
trying-
purchased the vehicle from someone.
Gotcha.
Right.
One question also, as it pertains to that conversation in that timeline that you mentioned, when they made contact.
Mhm.
Do we know the backstory as far as their interactions?
Right now, we don't know. That's what we're trying to we're trying to get other answers to, and then maybe once we do that, then we'll be a little bit clear on the motive of this incident, hopefully. But we're not sure if this was the first time that they met each other, or if they ever knew each other before.
Now, as far as that meetup, I know the body was found.
Right.
on Leroy Road.
Right.
Is that where the meetup located?
Exactly. Right.
So that-
No, the meetup was someplace else here in Orangeburg. Then they went to that location.
So that
That wasn't the first. That was.
murder did not happen at Legendary Road.
Well, we're not sure if the murder happened at Legendary Road. I knew that they met up at a different location in the beginning and then went to the Legendary Road location. Yeah.
Is there any cause for concern for other students that go to South Carolina State or Claflin?
No, none whatsoever. None whatsoever.
And I did want to ask, how do you feel about this person being out again after, having already committed certain crimes? We talk about the revolving door all the time in our criminal justice
Right.
system. How do you feel about that?
Right. Well, this is something that we at law enforcement been fighting for a long, long time. As being a past president of the Sheriff's Association is one of my main things. We are catching these people, putting them in jail, and they're beating us back home. I mean, it's just over and over again. And the same people, if they went to jail at one point for a firearm, when you catch them the next time, they're gonna have a firearm. In this case, he actually murdered someone with a stolen firearm, and we're still running, background on that firearm to see if it has any other bodies on. But at this time, to go back to your question again, the colleges and, there's no other normalcy, I think. I know, like I said, President Walmack was in constant contact and his team, and definitely, in contact with his students. And so, hopefully they'll feel comfortable. And I just wanted to make sure today, I know they had to do a lot of work to drag this big TV out here. I didn't care what it took. I wanted him out here behind me today. And once again, senseless acts that occur all over. But Orangeburg County, we're not going to tolerate it.
That stolen gun was from Columbia, correct?
Sir?
That stolen gun was from Columbia?
Right. I'm not sure the which jurisdiction at this point, but it was out of Columbia. Right.
So how did you track the car down?
How did we track the car down?
Yeah, how did you find the car? If
Well-
you had an abandoned property, how did you ask what was in the car?
Well, like I said, we after yesterday, we were hoping that we could shake him out, and we know we had the people to help us shake him out, and it was the media. So we kept our eyes open. We kept our eyes open. Someone saw, after checking certain areas, someone actually saw one of the outlets, the car. People have been calling us, but actually on this one call we got last night, it was there in the vicinity. We actually located the car before we located him, but he was still in that area, and that was around somewhere around, I think, 2:30 when we cleared up from that scene. So again, we didn't get much sleep. The guys didn't get much sleep, and this is something here that energizes us to keep going.
Did he already have a bond hearing?
It's at 2:30. He would have his arraignment at 2:30.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.